Do you agree?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because a woman should have the right to choose what she does to her own body.
Should the baby inside the woman have a right to choose what she does, what happens to her body?
It's not a baby yet.
When does it become a baby?
At birth.
So you think that it's not a baby till birth?
It's just a bundle of cells.
So are you. So am I.
Well, what separates a human from a corpse?
What separates a human from a corpse? That it's living.
Yeah. So a fetus is not living yet.
No, a fetus is definitely living.
At what point?
At the moment of conception, scientifically.
It's just like a bunch of cells. What's the difference?
So are we.
What's the difference between cancer and a baby?
Well, cancer is a different thing. It's not, so cancer expands and grows, but it's not a living being. Whereas humans are living beings. That's why we think it's okay to attack and kill cancer. Just like you can go to the supermarket and buy cows that have been killed that were living, but they were cows. Like we don't value cows' lives the way that we value human life.
Yeah, but what is, besides it's a living, how do you classify what's a living or not?
What's living? An organism that operates in agreement with itself to, I forget the exact scientific term of living, but that cells divide and multiply and increase and grow. What do you classify living as?
So cancer is living.
No. I'm not protecting all life. I mean, if you want to say it's living, then sure, but I'm not protecting all life. I'm protecting human life. Like I think that's why it says equal rights for all humans. Like I don't think
They're
that.
not human yet.
What are they?
Is a corpse a human?
Huh?
Would you classify a corpse a human?
A corpse is a dead human.
Yes, but they're not living.
No, but the baby is living.
So what's the difference?
That the baby is living.
A baby doesn't have autonomy.
Why?
A fetus.
Why do you say it doesn't have autonomy?
Is a fetus making decisions?
Is a 1-year-old making decisions?
They're making the conscious decision for food.
So does the baby in the womb. Baby in the womb is eating.
It's just a bundle of cells.
I don't think you understand biology very well. Like, I mean, I say that like you don't understand biology. Like, what do you think is it? So, because you said not until it's born, but what's the difference between a 9-month baby in the womb, the day it's born, before it's out, versus when it's out? Like, what changes? What about the birth canal changes that baby from dead to living in your understanding?
Well, it's not dead unless you miscarry.
So you agree that the baby in the womb is living?
Okay, do you think that if a woman is raped, then she has to have that child and care for it?
I believe that she can place the child for adoption, but do I think that, and I don't believe that a child should be killed.
So, aborting a fetus.
Fetus just means, it's just Latin for small child. So,
Yes,
I mean, you're just
okay.
using a euphemism.
So, aborting a fetus,
A child.
in your opinion,
Killing a child.
aborting a fetus
Murdering a child, yep.
is worse than putting your child through the foster care system.
Who said anything about putting a child through the foster care system?
You just said that if a woman is raped, they should have that baby and put it up for adoption. So you think...
No, I said they should place the child for adoption, which isn't the foster care system. So you're uneducated on these things. Like if you place the child for adoption, they aren't going through the foster care system.
Actually, I kind of am because I was adopted. I was placed up for adoption. I went through the foster care system. Yes, that's how it works. My mom was adopted as well. She wasn't adopted till about...
That might have been how it worked in your case, but so in that situation, then were you taken from your birth parents?
Yes.
So that's a totally different situation versus a parent that chooses to place their child for adoption.
How is it different though?
Because one is if a child is taken from their parents, and I'm sorry you went through that experience, it's because the parents are deemed to be unfit. So they aren't choosing to place the child. When a parent places the child for adoption, they aren't going through the foster care system. They get to pick the family. So it's a totally separate thing.
That's not how it works. They go to the same place.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, will you look it up? I mean, I would encourage you to look it up. But
My mom was placed for adoption, and I was taken from my parents, or my birth parents.
Yeah. And so right now, like you can pick and like if a woman gets pregnant and she feels unfit for whatever reason, she doesn't want to raise that child. and she wants to pick the family that adopts it, she picks that family, places the child for adoption, bless you, and then they don't go through the foster care system.
Surrogacy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, surrogacy is where surrogacy is where someone else carries your child.
Yeah.
That's surrogacy. That's not what I'm describing.
Isn't that like essentially what you said? Is
not
like
at all.
Through her pregnancy, she already has a family in mind?
Well, it depends on when the woman chooses. I mean, a woman could place the child for adoption at 2. I mean, there's different ages, but when you place a child for adoption, that's different than going through the foster care system. But I'm saying in any case, it's not okay to kill that child. Like I believe that that's why I believe in equal rights for all humans.
Okay.
That child inside the womb is a human, a living human. So I believe your life was just as valuable and should be just as protected as when you were a clump of cells in your mother's womb as you are a clump of cells out of your mother's womb.
So you want to protect the child right up until they're born and then you don't give a shit.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Hang on. I have to, what do you mean I don't care? Like, where are you basing that off of? Like, you just made that accusation. Defend your accusation.
What about?
Defend your accusation first or recant it.
Yes. What about?
Defend your accusation first or recant it.
That is what
No, you just told me that I don't care about humans after they're born. So you made a specific accusation against me. No, you made a specific accusation against me. You either recant it or defend and say why I don't care about the children that are born. So defend that right now or recant it. Recant your words.
So all the children in the foster care system or the adoption system, all the children in elementary school who might be a victim of school shootings, or all the children who...
How are you to say that I don't care about them? Who are you to say I don't care about them? You just said I don't care about them.
You're out here protesting protection for a baby in the womb.
I'm here advocating for human rights for all humans,
but not advocating for the children who are out of the womb.
How do you know?
Because you're actively out here activating for
Why can't it be both?
Who isn't even born yet.
Why can't it be both? Why can't you advocate for both?
It's not what you stopped me for.
Correct.
You stopped me specifically for fetal issues.
Right. So if someone was here, are you against animal abuse?
Yes.
If they had a sign that was about animal abuse and they said that animal abuse is wrong, it should be stopped, you'd agree with them, correct?
Yes.
Would you indict them and say, well, you aren't defending the poor and the impoverished and the kids that don't have enough money for schools? Would you give that accusation against them?
No, because those two things have nothing to do with each other.
Well, in the same way, you can speak against one evil, and that doesn't mean that you're okay with the other evils. Like, there are other evils that I'm against that occur, but it doesn't mean that if I speak against this, that I'm for that. So, I mean, your accusation is asinine. Your accusation is baseless. Like, I'm not bringing up false accusations against you saying you don't care about those people. I don't know what you care about. So, it's called ad hominem. Have you heard of that?
Sorry, one more time?
It's called ad hominem.
Okay.
That's where you attack someone's character, and usually people do that when they don't have any argument to make. So I am speaking against the argument. I think that all human life should be protected, that all humans should have equal rights. You don't. And so that's an uncomfortable, you don't. You don't think that this human should have the same rights that you and I have.
It's not a human yet.
It's definitely a human. I mean, you can just biologically, when does human life begin? Do you understand that? Or have you not studied biology?
Well, legally, an abortion is classified as like, I don't remember the exact time off the top of my head, but it's like before a certain amount of weeks when you get into your pregnancy.
Depends on the state.
So, yes, depending on the state, but it's like before like a certain number of weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Legally in the US, they used to say that black people weren't humans, that it was okay to enslave them. So I don't care what the law says. I care what's truth.
It's fine. Okay.
So the law doesn't change ethics. Like in Nazi Germany, it was okay to take Jewish people, put them in concentration camps, and kill them in many horrendous ways. That's what their laws allowed. Their laws were trash. Now our laws used to say it was okay to enslave black people. Trash laws. Now our laws say it's okay to kill unborn humans. Trash laws. So I believe, that's why I say equal rights for all humans, the born and the unborn. But you don't believe in that. You don't believe in equal human rights. You believe in maybe human rights for all born humans. But I just think that all human life should be protected, and I don't know why you don't think that.
So I.
Do you believe in God?
Concede a little. Yes, I
Okay.
do. I'm gonna concede a little bit and meet you somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna say that a fetus is not a human until it reaches a certain point.
Well, real quick, before you, and I want to hear that, but will you recant what you said in saying that I don't care about other human lives?
Sure, I will recant that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Just because it's important in discussion not to make baseless accusations. Like if I did something that demonstrated like a lack of care, then you could say that. You could ask me like, do you care about these other things? What's your answer? Like you could ask those questions, but just to say like, oh, you don't care, isn't legitimate. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you say when do you think it's a human?
When it starts organ development. Now,
First trimester.
You want to argue that a fetus is a human at the point of conception.
Correct.
I don't think that.
Do you know when the heartbeat starts developing?
I think it's like, not off the top of my head, I don't have the number. But I know it's, I want to say like 20, but I don't think that's right.
No. It starts developing at 4 to 5 weeks along with the brain. Now, it's not fully developed, obviously. Even a 1-year-old's heart isn't fully developed. It takes time.
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
19. So as a woman, I don't think you fully develop until you're 21.
23.
Yeah. So you're not fully developed yet, right?
No.
But I think your life should be protected. Yeah, a human heartbeat starts 4 to 5 weeks, or heart starts at 4 to 5 weeks. It's detectable at 6 weeks. So, because it's small, but it's detectable at 6 weeks through ultrasound. So, do you think that human life should be protected then? Because that's when their organs are developing.
I can see it a little bit and say that said fetus is alive at that point. Do I think it's a human yet? No.
What is it?
It's a fetus.
Of what?
It's a bundle of cells.
But what type of fetus? Like when dolphins are pregnant, they have a dolphin fetus inside them. When dogs are pregnant, they have a dog fetus inside them. When humans are pregnant, what type of fetus do they have inside them?
Well, clearly you're trying to lead me to an answer.
Well, it's not even lead you to an answer. It's more I want you to, because I don't think I can force you to change your mind. I just want people to evaluate why they think what they think. It's a human fetus. So you said you believe in God, correct?
Yes.
Which God? Like, do you believe in the God of the Bible? Do you just believe in a generic idea of God? Like, what do you believe specifically?
I'm Mormon.
Okay. Born and raised Mormon?
Yes.
Gotcha. Do you attend church every Sunday?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And have you ever looked at the differences between Mormonism and biblical Christianity?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about those differences?
I don't think there's too, at least in my opinion, some people think otherwise. I don't think there's too much of an opinion, except we use the Book of Mormon in ours, so we have an extra set of scriptures.
Well, you have the Book of Mormon. You also have Doctrines and Covenants. You have the Book of Abraham.
Doctrine and Covenants,
Pearl of Great Price.
Pearl of Great Price.
Yeah.
And Word of Wisdom.
So you have many books in addition. The biggest one, of course, is the Book of Mormon. Now, do you believe in the doctrine of eternal progression?
The what?
Doctrine of eternal progression?
Yeah.
That humans can one day become their own gods of their own planets and things like that. So have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah.
How do you reconcile that belief, the doctrine of eternal progression, which is a Mormon belief, with the biblical stance, which is that God says in Isaiah 43, there are no gods formed before me, neither shall there be any gods formed after me, I know not one. How do you reconcile those two?
I've never been asked that before, actually.
It's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Because, I meet many Mormons, and most of them are some of the nicest people I've met. Many Mormons are very nice people, very family-oriented and things like that. But I meet many Muslims that are very nice people, or many Jehovah's Witnesses, some that are nice people. Niceness isn't what saves you. Like, truth is what saves you, because Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by him. So he also warns that many will come into me that day and say, Lord, Lord, haven't we healed the sick in your name and cast out demons in your name and done many mighty works in your name? And I'll say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you. This is Jesus speaking. So to me, those are pretty scary verses, that people are doing good things, naming Jesus, yet Jesus says, depart from me, I never knew you. That means that there's going to be people that think they know Jesus, that are doing even good works in his name, that Jesus rejects.
So how does that relate to abortion?
How does it relate to abortion? I can make that connection. I was speaking more to the Mormon thing.
Oh, okay.
But how it relates to abortion is I believe that all humans are created in the image of God, which is what Genesis makes clear, that we're all male and female, he created them, or created he them. In his image, he created them. And so I believe that men and women are created in the image of God. And I think that Satan hates the image of God. And so I think Satan hates God. And so he attacks God in any way he can. And it's kind of like a Superman, Lois Lane. You can't attack Superman, so you attack Lois Lane, right? Because if you can't attack the thing, you attack what the object loves. And so Satan can't attack God directly because God's God. God's all powerful. So he attacks what God loves, what's created in his image. So he attacks humans. And so he attacks humans in all kinds of ways. You have the LGBTQ, where he attacks people and distorts their sexuality. He attacks through divorce. He attacks through adultery. He attacks through violence and rape and all these things. But he also attacks through slavery, right? Where you have one group of humans saying this other group of humans is less than human. Horrible thing. But he attacks through abortion. And Satan says, like, oh, this human created in the image of God is less valuable than this human, than this human, than this human. And I say no. Jesus said that we're all valuable. We're all so valuable that he paid the highest price for us. He died on the cross for us. God himself died for us so we could be forgiven. You know, in Mormonism, I know it has a lot of works things. Like, you have to be a good Mormon. And if you're a good Mormon, you'll make it all the way up to the celestial, correct? Celestial's the highest? Heaven? Okay, you'll make it to the celestial heaven. If you are not as good, you'll make it to the telestial. But even if you're really bad, you should make it to the terrestrial. Outer darkness is reserved only for those that are really bad, or once knew the truth, or once good Mormons and rejected it. According to Mormon doctrine. And if you disagree with me or want to, chime in, you can. I would say, well, no, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says that the only way you get to heaven is through Jesus. His last words on the cross are, "It is finished," or tetelestai in the Greek, paid in full, meaning he's done everything necessary for our salvation. So the only way that we're saved and forgiven is by putting our faith and trust in him.
So you're saying the only way to get to heaven is not to get an abortion?
No. I have another sign. I don't have it today, but it says abortion is murder, but forgiveness for murder can be found in Jesus Christ alone. So I want people to know, if they've had an abortion, that they can be forgiven. I mean, Jesus, he takes the 10 Commandments and he goes more intense with them. He says, if you've looked with lust, you've committed adultery in your heart. You've heard it said, thou shalt not commit murder. I say unto you, whoever is angry with his brother, or has hatred in his heart, is in danger of hellfire. I'm paraphrasing slightly because I don't remember the exact verse, but Jesus goes even further. So he actually says to us, I can get impatient while driving, and Jesus will say, no, that's not Christ-like behavior. So I'm not here as like, oh, I'm better than everyone else. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus on the cross, and I want other people to know that they can be saved too. But abortion affects the life of another human being. And if people make the choice to keep that child or place that child for adoption, that'll be a better choice for them. If they've killed the child, they can be forgiven. Absolutely, 100% you can be forgiven. One can be forgiven if they've had an abortion. But they'll still have to live with that. We have to live with our choices. We can be forgiven. Jesus can wipe away the guilt and all those things. But people have to live with the choices they make. And it is far better to preserve life than to willfully, intentionally end life.
So the word you used, murder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
I go out and right now I kill a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The puppy is alive, it has, its organs and its autonomy and, everything that, pretty much everything that you were making a case for, right? But it's not murder.
Correct.
Yes, it's ethically wrong. I shouldn't go out and kill that puppy, but it's not murder.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So in the same sense, abortion can't be murder.
Why not?
Because what you're saying, like the fetus like has its organs developed, you're making a case for that fetus has autonomy. You're
Well, I mean, in the case that the baby should have autonomy, but obviously, like it should have the choice over its body. But obviously, we don't give a 5-year-old autonomy. A 5-year-old can't cross the street whenever they want. They have to listen to their parents. So it depends on what you mean by autonomy. But the baby is its own organism from the moment of conception. It has its own DNA, unique from the parents. It has its own blood type, potentially from the mother. Its own, if it's a male, the woman doesn't have a penis, yet the baby does. I mean, there's obviously, biological things that are different. Like that is a different child. That's a different entity. That's a different human being than the mother carrying it,
okay.
him or her. So I classify murder as the unjustified killing of human life. And I want to specify that it's unjustified. I think if someone were coming after you with a gun and you shot them in self-defense, I don't think you've murdered them. Maybe you've killed them, but you haven't murdered them. Like if someone breaks into your house, or, things like that, God forbid. You've killed them, but you haven't murdered them. But in the situation where if you intentionally kill another human being with malice aforethought, then you've committed murder. So in the same way, if a woman or man intentionally kills a child inside the womb, they've committed murder.
Okay. Do you consider it murder from like point of conception?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you like, after a certain number of weeks it's murder?
No, from the moment of conception to human life.
Moment of conception.
Yeah, I was going with the organ thing just to explain to you, like if you want to go with the organ argument, that happens very early on. But I believe humans should be protected from the moment of conception because they're humans from the moment of conception.